Running a little bit behind. I'd like to welcome everybody tonight's show. Man, oh man, it's been a busy day. I appreciate everybody finding a little time to check this out. I won't be on forever. But I wanted to do something tonight because I haven't been on for a minute. So I just thought I'd show up for a minute, do my thing. Shout out to I Said What I Said and the $2.99 super sticker from Char Willie. So thank you from both of you for that. And we're going to jump right into it. We're going to start out with Joy Reid. And by the way, if you need to say something, if you got to say something, just say drop the link. Just say drop the link, and we can chat about it because I'm not going to be on for a whole long time tonight. So we might as well get right into it real quick, if you know what I mean. Oh, Miss Alto's in the house as well. Good seeing everybody. Here we go.
Read so many others. So let's go ahead and take a look right now. Here we go. Excuse me, it's called the People's State of the Union. I'm sorry.
All right, this is from A2T.
All right, everybody. One note, we just want to do sort of one housekeeping note. Attention, all MAGA trolls. And with apologies to the pastor who gave the invocation, your bullshit is not welcome here. And to paraphrase one of my favorite actors in the world, Robert De Niro, I'm going to slightly paraphrase him. Fuck y'all. We're here to hear the truth and to hear from impacted people, not to see or hear from you. So go back and pay attention to your orange lying friend.
Ooh.
Now, coming to the stage.
I love that. I love that. This is what we want the Democrats in office to do. Not an online personality, not someone who gives commentary. We want someone from the Democratic Party that says it like it is. Because again, these people get out of line, they start heckling and start just saying things. And let me show you a point of view. Now, this woman name is Sarah or something like that, Sarah Gonzalez. I've never heard of her before. Obviously, she's antagonistic, and this is probably like what she gets off on doing. I'm going to show you this video because I was wondering, like, okay, I didn't hear anything during the broadcast, because obviously the mics weren't loud enough to catch it. Like, I was hearing something from the outside, but getting this point of view, I see why Joy ended up going off, and rightfully so. So let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. Here we go.
Joy Reid, you suck! You're a loser! MSNBC fired you because you're a loser! You suck! America first, you can't even get a sizable crowd! No one's here! It's empty! It's empty! You're all mentally ill! You're simping for a criminal! He is a...
Dang. Yeah, they get like that, y'all. Man, let's keep it going.
Criminal! He is a criminal! He is a... Yes? What? What do you mean, do I know who you are? Why are you simping for illegal criminals?
No, why are you distracted?
Because I think you guys are losers.
I think you are stuck. Why are you here? This is not your event.
Okay, it's a free country, isn't it? Is it a free country? You want to know who the fascists are? You guys. You guys are the fascists. You guys are the fascists.
I don't need any arguments right now. No fighting. They're having their demonstration. Just let it be. There's no need to cause commotion right now at all. You have an opinion, that's perfectly fine. Take it elsewhere. They organized this. You did not. Understand? Over here.
Yeah, I'm walking.
Dang. Wow, they told her what time it was.
Oh my God. I'm trying to walk. Excuse me. Wow.
And the thing is those guys very well could believe, might be a supporter of the people that she supports. It's just, they just ain't having it tonight. The officers ain't having it tonight. They're just like, I'm not here for this. I'm not going to let any kind of thing get out of hand. So let me shut this down.
My tax dollars at work. My tax dollars at work. These police officers getting in my face.
No, ma'am, nobody was getting in your face. Come on now. Again, this is the BS that they had to deal with. And this is why Joy Reid said what she said. Now, it was more than just her. There's a few other videos out there, people heckling and saying stuff, screaming shit. And it's all like, really? Like, go over there to where you want to be. Go over to the Capitol Hill, and, support the Orange Man. But other than that, get the F out of here, because they were specifically there to talk to the real people. They had immigrants, real Epstein survivors. They had politicians, just average day people there supporting and talking and speaking about what's going on in this country. And it's all like, again, it's not like that was broadcasted on cable TV, so it's not like you had to see it, right?
Right.
You could have went to where you wanted to be. You could have either watched the actual State of the Union on TV, or you could have took your ass over there to the Capitol and try to get in that way. Like, other than that, like, what were you doing there? Like, that was unnecessary. So I'm happy that Joy Reid said what she said, because it says the president's like, yo, don't come over here with that shit. I respect it. Yeah. But you guys let me know. Like, when I seen the clip, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think bottom line is that I think the party, the Democratic Party, has had enough. And I think, believe it or not, that's the way to go, is because the way that the other party got into office was because they were talking shit. So, and we took the high road, and at the time, that was the right thing to do. But now it's like, F that. It's like, nah. And you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to play a little bit more, and we're going to move forward.
I need to see why Joy Reid said that, because she wouldn't just say that just randomly, right? But
no, I've never seen Joy Reid do something like that. Congrats to her.
I agree with her sentiment. F y'all.
That might need to be put on a t-shirt, huh?
All right, you guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for coming in. Hit that notification bell and press all so you get all my notifications. I love y'all for watching, but we out of here. Deuces.
All right. So let me move forward, because I have a question, a very, 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 very complicated question for everybody. But let me get right into it. Here we go.
So let's go to the Epstein files. Friday's release of millions of pages related to Jeffrey Epstein provided a closer look at his connection to world elites from Hollywood to Washington, Wall Street to Buckingham Palace and beyond, including many high-profile men who publicly claimed to be disgusted with the convicted sex offender and his close associate and fixer, Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's go through just some of the revelations.
President Trump is mentioned more than 1,000 times in the newly released documents, reflecting a long-standing social and business connection between the two.
This is what the question I have. Okay, this dude probably has the record for being mentioned the most in the Epstein files. And it was the supporters of this man that wanted the Epstein files to be released. And I'm not even being biased. I'm not being biased, but it's like, okay, how many times does somebody need to be mentioned for you to be a bit concerned? Because I remember when there was a myth that other politicians were mentioned, and they were like, oh, yeah. Trump has been mentioned thousands of times more, okay, than Clinton. Thousands of times more, not hundreds or a couple times more, thousands of times more. How many more times does dude have to be mentioned? I think it's up to like what, 30,000 times. Make sure I tell the truth. I'm going to look it up. Bear with me. Bear with me right now. I'm going to look this up. This is the main thing tonight, folks. We're going to find out how many times has Trump been mentioned in the Epstein files. 38, more than, I'm sorry, I apologize. More than 38,000 times. I'm reading it off of Google. If that was anybody I supported, I'd be a bit concerned. I'd be like, dude, what's up? 38,000 times. And you mean to tell me dude is squeaky clean? I'm just throwing that out. Let me play the tape. Let me let the tape do what tapes do. I really need to know. I really need to know.
Two men. Previous document releases indicated Trump was listed as a passenger on Epstein's jet 8 times between 1993 and 1998. And now, the newly released documents include uncorroborated claims about Donald Trump. The White House, responding to the Miami Herald, referred to a statement on the DOJ website denying any credibility in the accusations against the president. Several other
Remember now, these files were perfectly accurate to them when they was talking about Clinton or somebody else. But all of a sudden, there's something fishy about the files now. There's something fishy about the files now, right? There's something fishy about the files when it has to do with a certain person. Look, I used to be one of the biggest R. Kelly fans ever. But there's a point where I had to let that man go. And as soon as I heard that credible shit, I'm done. And it's not about politics, it's about humanity. It's that simple. I mean, you heard there was already, the 30 women who complained about him that everybody said it was political, had nothing to do. So that kind of shit, went through. And some of them were, I guess, the survivors, right? And now we have Mr. 38,000. There's not much he can do with that. These were times when he wasn't even president. And you say to yourself, well, he was famous, and so were all the other people. Not even, who's Mr. Microsoft? Mr. Microsoft wasn't even mentioned that much. And y'all already condemned him. You already condemned Mr. Microsoft. And he was maybe mentioned 1,000 times. I don't know, 100 times. How many times? Let me find out how many times Mr. Microsoft was mentioned. How many times was former Microsoft owner mentioned. It says he was mentioned numerous times, but they don't even have a number up here. Give me a rough estimate. $3,000 times in 35 emails. And one flight associated with him. So remember now, he's condemned. He's condemned. He's condemned, right? And Trump, okay, Mr. Microsoft, I don't know why I call him Mr. Microsoft. Bill Gates, okay, he was mentioned, 3,000 times. Trump was mentioned 10 times that amount. But Gates is at the gates of hell, right? And Trump isn't. I'm just doing math. I'm just doing math. Now, whether you support him or not, you should be concerned. I'm ready. Hey, look, I'm ready to write off both bills. But what you gonna do? Both bills, Gates, Clinton, right? And I'm a layman at this. I said what I said is the political expert. I'm just an amateur. But I do know how to count. Both bills, at best, were mentioned only 10% of the amount that Trump was mentioned. Aren't you going to be a little bit? How about a little? How about this? Be a little bit concerned. I understand. It's like this. Former super duper R. Kelly fan is going to tell you, I'm glad he's still in prison. He belongs there. He has to pay for what he did. And I loved him a lot more than both bills and obviously Trump. R. Kelly was the Pied Piper of R&B. But he was a monster. I'm reading it right here. Bill Gates, 3,000 times. Let's go to Bill Clinton. How many times was Bill Clinton named in the files? Let's see what we got. He's only 3,500. So you got both bills, right? And they're 10% of the times that Trump was mentioned. But both bills, they're toast, right? They're guilty, right? That's what y'all are saying, right? I'm good with it. Henry Mars in the house. I said what I said in the house. Miss Alto in the house. Tevin's in the house. I thank you guys for coming through. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, math is math. And I'm not even going to show you on my screen. You can look this up yourself. I want you to look it up yourself because you might think like I have some fake website. You know what I mean? Some fake website. No, you can look this up yourself. Both bills are about $3,500. They've been mentioned a lot. That concerns me. 10% of the amount that the president was mentioned has me concerned. So you need to be a little bit, I mean, I'm not telling you what to be. My bad. But if it was me, I'd be concerned. I'd be concerned. So at the very least, we have the possibility of having a person who's running the country who has exhibited heinous crimes. Regardless how I feel about him, I hope it's not true. Just for the sake of humanity. Just for the sake of humanity. But this shit it ain't looking good. I already wrote off both bills and they were 10%. You mean to tell me I'm supposed to keep this guy on my positive radar and he's got 10 times the amount of mentions? Way more emails. I mean, come on now. I mean, for real. Bill 1, 3,300 times. Bill 2, 3,500 times. Don, 38,000 times plus. I mean, I'm not going to do a whole lot with that. Let me play some more here.
Profile men are in the documents, including Peter Thiel, who in one of several emails was revealed to write, "That was fun. See you in 3 weeks." The context of the email exchange is unclear. Bill Gates shows up in an email written by Epstein, where Epstein claims Gates contracted an STD from a, quote, Russian girl and sought antibiotics to hide it from his wife. A spokesperson for Gates called the claims absurd and completely false. Contrary to what he said publicly, New York real estate mogul Andrew Farkas co-owned a marina with Epstein, located near Epstein's Island, and the two exchanged affectionate and crude emails. The documents reveal Farkas himself also stayed on Epstein's private island. Another revelation, Farkas gave Epstein discounts on dockage and services at the marina, which served as a gateway to what's known as Epstein's so-called Rape Island. Billionaire Richard Branson shows up in the files too, hosting Epstein twice and exchanging friendly emails in 2013, joking about Epstein's harem and giving him advice about rehabilitating his image after Epstein's sex offender conviction. New York Giants co-owner Steve Tisch shows up hundreds of times in this latest tranche of Epstein-related files, mostly in
Y'all listening
2013
to this?
emails where Epstein is proposing women for Tish to meet, sending photos and bios. In one exchange, Tish asks if a woman he met at Epstein's home is a, quote, working girl, and Epstein replies, NWVER. Then asks for Tish's phone number, saying he doesn't like, quote, records of these conversations. Later, Epstein tells Tish, you did well, and that the woman wants to see a play, but is freaked out about his age. In a statement, Tish wrote in part that he did not take Epstein up on any of his invitations and never went to his island. The UK's Prince Andrew is shown in never-before-seen photos.
That's crazy right there. That picture, man, that's creepy.
Floor on all fours with an unidentified female, along with more exchanges with Epstein, arranging dinners and offering meetings with women. And another where Andrew invites Epstein to come here to BP, referring to Buckingham Palace. Many men whose names are in the documents had publicly and vehemently distanced themselves from the predator, but who are shown to have had seemingly friendly contact with Epstein. That includes a number of men in Donald Trump's orbit and his administration. Elon Musk had said in 2019 that Epstein tried repeatedly to get me to visit his island. I declined. Yet, according to the newly released emails from 2012, he asked, are you coming by helicopter? Probably just Tallulah and me. What day/night will be the wildest party on your island? Musk has denied attending that party, nor ever visiting the island. Trump's Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, in 2025, publicly described Epstein as gross and the greatest blackmailer ever, and that he had resolved years earlier never to be in the same room with him again, suggesting he had cut ties with Epstein. But according to the newly released documents...
I like the way they did. But according to the most newly released documents,
Lutnick arranged and carried out a private lunch with Epstein and his family on Epstein's private island. And Trump's newly nominated pick for chair of the Federal Reserve appears to have been invited to one of Epstein's social events. We do not know if he attended. One other notable, the director of the newly released documentary Melania, Brett Ratner, appears in the newly released documents, including this photo of Ratner on a couch next to Jeffrey Epstein, with Ratner's arm around an unidentified female, and Epstein sitting shoulder to shoulder with another female, both of their faces obscured.
Brett Ratner, Brett Ratner, I think he made some movies or something. Ratner, what movies did he make? He made some, I just remember him. Yeah, he made the Rush Hour series. He made Red Dragon. He made The Family Man. He made a whole lot of movies, my man. And that's the funny thing. Don't you think it's kind of ironic that, the people who support Trump are always talking about how shitty, Hollywood is, but ignore the fact that Trump's from Hollywood and his friends are from Hollywood, like Brett Ratner. So, yeah, there's a lot of soul searching. A lot of people may want to consider. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but let's keep it going. Here we go.
Multiple media outlets have reached out to Brett Ratner, who apparently you would think, you don't know, but you would think would be kind of on a media tour because of this Melania movie. No comment there.
Fascinating.
Yeah, Lisa Rubin, everyone waited 6 weeks at least to see these documents. Apparently there are more that maybe we'll never see. These have redactions. And one of the reasons why there was a wait Lawmakers claimed that the documents needed to be poured through to protect the victims. And yet, victims were not protected, it appears, in these documents. Tell us about it.
No, Mika, I spent a lot of time looking at these documents, and obviously you can't boil the ocean over a weekend. 3 million pages is quite a bit. But one of the things I found was I counted the names of more than 40 known and suspected survivors of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell just in my cursory review of the documents. And of course, on Friday, one of the first things I found was a driver's license of a known survivor, someone who testified at Ghislaine Maxwell's trial with her photo completely unredacted, something that Todd Blanche had pledged in his Friday press conference that we would absolutely not see. He told us that photos...
No, they did that on purpose because they wanted to suppress, the witnesses. They see what's coming up. They see what's going down. This ain't going away. Expect to see this in the mix for the next 10 years. Yeah, ironically, hypocritical, perfect. Henry says, that's how wealthy people live. I mean, what do they do with all that money? Yeah, bars.
Of every woman except for Ghislaine Maxwell would be fully redacted. And yet this was a driver's license with the woman's picture fully visible, her name fully visible. And yet someone had taken the time to black out her address. And Mika, now I can tell you and our viewers, I've had the opportunity to speak with this woman who gave me permission to share her story this morning. Her name is Anushka DiGiorgio. She was one of the 4 women who testified at Ghislaine Maxwell's trial. And in addition to her driver's license, one of the things that I discovered was handwritten notes from and a typewritten memorandum from a July 2021 meeting she had with prosecutors. And the purpose of that meeting was to assess her credibility on the stand at Ghislaine Maxwell's trial by probing her about the most intimate details of her life and background. Things like her romantic history, her history of substance abuse and her subsequent recovery and sobriety. Things like the names of her sponsors in recovery and the names of men that she had dated and so on and so forth. Anushka DiGiorgio found out that these documents were in the public domain because I contacted her lawyer. And on Friday, she received a text from her lawyer notifying her about this. Within 24 hours, she wrote a scathing email to senior leadership at the Southern District of New York. You'll remember that the Southern District of New York's U.S. Attorney's Office was where Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein were both prosecuted. They also played a very prominent role in the review of these documents. Anushka DiGiorgio telling them that they had re-traumatized her and opened up wounds that she had.
Wow. I mean, don't you find it weird that everything that benefits the rich people, that shit was redacted quite well. But all the victims, not so much.
Think that we will ever see the files that have not been released, or even the full files, the parts that have been, the redacted or left out. And do you know how much that we haven't seen, right? How would you describe the volume that we don't yet know about?
Let me pause right there. This is one of those things where it's one of those be careful what you wish for moments. Mr. 38K, that's what I'm going to call him, Mr. 38. Y'all know why. Here we go.
Right. I would say we haven't seen about half, and it's the worst half. And the fact that we've seen half, and it's already stirred the conscience of this country, that shocked the conscience, shows how bad the stuff that we haven't seen is.
There are new claims that the Justice Department may be purposefully withholding the remainder of the Epstein files, specifically because they want to protect Donald Trump. Now, there could be some pretty damning documents in there that incriminate Donald Trump. I think the focus on one person or the other kind of misses the forest for the trees. But in terms of why we're not getting the full Epstein files, like what could be the actual motivating factor, I think this is a pretty good explanation. So the claim comes from a bombshell NPR investigation, which asserts that the Justice Department withheld and removed files allegedly detailing Trump sexually assaulting a minor. Now, these are allegations that Trump had sexually assaulted a minor. We know about this allegation thanks to internal FBI documents and a slideshow that was made public in the release of the Epstein files, right? But we don't have all of the information. Let me explain what I mean. So Trump's accuser claims that he pushed her head down and pressured her to perform oral sex on him while being introduced by Epstein. The woman told investigators that she retaliated against Trump by biting his penis, according to the internal FBI document. She said that Trump then punched her in the head and kicked her out of the room. Now, this incident was said to have happened in the 1980s when the accuser was just 13 years old. Her claims were clearly seen as credible. And I say that because the FBI did launch an investigation into that matter. Agents reviewed the alleged victim 4 times in 2019. Now, since they interviewed her 4 times, then we should have access to 4 separate interviews, right? Except we don't. So independent journalist Roger Solinger revealed this month that only the first interview has been released. NPR's report says only the FBI's first interview with the Trump accuser, in which she makes no allegations of wrongdoing against the president, was part of the DOJ's massive records release made public late last month. So where are the documents and notes pertaining to the other 3 interviews? We don't know. We don't have access to them. And they might exist. Like, I think there's a little bit of concern that they're being destroyed. But what we do know without a shadow of a doubt is that they have not been made public. NPR.
I mean, let's go to some. Let's see what's going on here now. Let's go to another monster here. Here we go.
Okay, y'all. They finally got him. They caught Aaron Hall. And it took them a long time to get this one, y'all. So we're about to talk about it. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video.
Remember Aaron Hall? He was part of a very, very popular group back in the day named Guy. One of my favorite groups back then, for me at least. The producer was amazing. Aaron Hall has actually a very good voice. Unfortunately, he has no soul. That's the problem.
Oh, and thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you to my day 1s, 2s, and 3s. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. And 4s, thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and education. Finally got him today. The delivery of the legal documents came after months of reportedly difficulty locating the singer. He was hiding out for a long time, y'all. And word on the street is...
Let me put it this way. I'm going to make it very PG. He's part of Diddy's crew, hint, hint. And Diddy kind of things, hint, hint.
He go back all the way to the 90s, y'all, in the Tupac era and all of that stuff.
Yeah, sure did.
Also, he's tied to Diddy and all of his little shenanigans and this and that and this. Not only is he tied to Diddy's shenanigans, but Tupac called him out on his mess as well, saying that he was, trying to offer up a sacrament to the face of his baby mama, y'all. Word on the street, y'all. Lord have mercy. And the baby mama, when she met him, word on the street is he took that. Not only that, they're saying that she was not of age or something like that. So it's a lot going on. This one right here might go to jail just like Diddy, y'all, to be honest with y'all. They say this guy right here is sicko, just as sick as Diddy is. Yeah. And they partners in crimes, to be honest with y'all. They partners in crime. But yeah, remember a while ago when y'all heard that story about Tupac saying that he saved this female coming forth saying that Tupac saved her life? Well, Aaron Hall was the baby daddy that was about to give her to the elites, word on the street. So y'all, this guy right here, dirty. Okay,
word the elites. What elites are we referring to? Probably the Epstein crew. There are some men that are just not built or born with a soul. They just don't, they never had it in there. Whether it's because their upbringing, you know, or it was a part of them when they were born. He's worse than, really, quite honestly, he's probably worse than R. Kelly. So if R. Kelly went to the pen, you best believe I want Aaron to go to the pen. Back in the day, two gentlemen who was one of my favorite artists. I mean, dang, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that all these guys who had all this talent were fucking monsters. Well, let me bring it home. Let me bring it home. Here we go.
Okay, before we start, let's do a quick.
David is now officially, a primary suspect in the deletion of a 14-year-old girl, 13-year-old girl. These men it is the creepiest thing to see that so many men are obsessed with little girls.
Recap, because this case did not start with subpoenas and it did not start in the state of Texas. This case centers around the unaliving of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose death is now the subject of a California grand jury investigation. According to court filings, David Burke, also known as D4VD, has been identified by prosecutors as the suspect in this case. That is the state's position as laid out in sworn documents, not a conviction, not a verdict, but the basis for why a grand jury is involved. Now, the grand jury has been reviewing this evidence since November of 2025 and is currently considering whether criminal charges should be pursued. Now, the Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hodgman confirmed that D4VD is alleged to be connected to the potential unaliving charge, but he emphasizes that as of now, no charges have been filed and no arrest has been made.
Yeah. Let me back off a little bit. Where was this protection and provision that the manosphere promised? Why are so many women ending up in the upper room, but y'all running around bragging about protection and provision? Do you see the disconnection? I do.
Yes. As part of that investigation, prosecutors in Los Angeles County determined they needed testimony from members of David Burke's immediate family, all of whom live in Texas. That's how we ended up here. So David's family was arguing.
Always these Texas dudes. I don't get it.
That California cannot force Texas residents to appear on its own. So prosecutors use the Uniform Act to secure attendance of out-of-state witnesses, which requires a Texas judge to review and approve the subpoena. 3 people were subpoenaed: David Burke, who is David's father, Colleen Burke, who's his mother, and Caleb Burke, who is his brother. All 3 were subpoenaed as witnesses, not defendants. That triggered a series of hearings in Waller County, Texas, where the family challenged whether they could be legally compelled to appear.
That is a trip. I would want to start with his friends, especially the guys who were doing all the digging. That's who I'd start with. But let's go on to this guy right here.
A 23-year-old, you heard that right, will become the next mayor of Bogalusa.
A few moments later.
We begin with breaking news this morning. Bogalusa Mayor Tyron Trong has been arrested along with 6 others in a drug trafficking investigation.
police arrest the mayor of Bogalusa for an alleged scheme involving drugs, guns, and prostitution.
As Rob Masson reports, he's live in Franklinton, where the mayor spent the day in a jail.
Mayor Trong is accused of using city funds for repair work on his mother's home and to rent an Airbnb in Atlanta, where he was allegedly meeting a prostitute. He's also accused of soliciting bribes, accepting excess payments, and buying illegal drugs. He will be in court again on January 14th.
Okay, from the youngest mayor in the history of the state to a drug bust and public corruption charges. Here's the story of Bogalusa Mayor Tyron Trong. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Rumble Wallet. You may have seen the conversations happening online lately. Central bank, not a government, from the big banks for good, and not FD.
Two other candidates, including 8-year incumbent Wendy Perrette.
I am disappointed in the results, of course, but it's obvious that God has a different plan for me, and I'm at peace with that.
In a concession statement on election night, Perrette questioned whether Trong has the skill set to lead and unite the city, but is hopeful.
Apparently not. He's got a whole different skill set, though. He's got that Epstein skill set, unfortunately.
He will.
Now, as you see, this wasn't some small upset victory. This was the community coming together and saying, we need a change at the top. So this historic win was because Trong focused on things like crime, investment in youth, and bringing more businesses back to the community.
I ran against a sitting mayor and a sitting council member at large. So that just lets us know that people are ready for somebody who's going to more accurately represent them.
Mayor-elect Trong says he just wants to get right to work on the issues on the top of residents' minds, like reducing crime through community policing, investing in the youth, and bringing more business to the area.
We have a huge poverty rate, high poverty rate, and we want to address that through opportunities.
So where did it go wrong?
Maybe it was set up. Let's keep watching. Here we go.
Well, it went wrong pretty quickly. At one of the earliest city council meetings, one of the city council members said that she was going to shoot the mayor with a loaded double-barrel shotgun. And she admitted that's what she said.
A city council member verbally threatened him and mentioned a loaded double-barrel shotgun at last night's meeting. Mayor Tyron Trong did not name the council member, however. Councilwoman Penny Douglas admitted to making the remark during a heated exchange with a resident who spoke before the council, saying he found the exchange he overheard concerning.
Leading to the shocking moment, council member at large Penny Douglas was escorted out. After what Bogalusa's mayor Tyron Trong claims were threats of gun violence.
Who brings up a shotgun in the middle of when they're angry? I mean, it can't be anything but a threat.
Threats he says he won't tolerate, announcing his plans to take legal action.
I'm choosing to press charges because we have to start setting examples. This is not okay. We have a gun violence problem here in the city.
Councilmember Douglas says her words were misconstrued and that she meant figuratively she was the double-barrel shotgun.
So the setup is clear. We got a young mayor, big promises, a little political friction, nothing too out of the ordinary, except for the whole, I'm going to shoot you with a double-barrel shotgun. That was a little crazy, but it seemed
car. Investigators.
So basically, yeah, so this is getting weird already, but let's see what happens right here.
Officers as they pull up to Trong's home this morning. According to state police, he was booked on multiple charges, including drug trafficking, soliciting prostitutes, and unauthorized use of a car. Investigators say Trong could be involved in an alleged drug trafficking organization that was selling drugs through social media. They say at least 6 others who may have ties were also arrested.
So
this is going to be very interesting because maybe this is all, I mean, this could be a setup, but I mean, we hope it is, right? And then he gets out, he doesn't have to be punished, but
the mayor was arrested, booked, and his bond was set at $150,000, which he paid and was able to bond himself out of jail.
I want to show you some video of Bogalusa Mayor Tyron Trong leaving jail after bonding out tonight. Trong was arrested this morning and is the suspect, one of them, in a drug trafficking investigation.
Now, that arrest was dramatic, but we really don't have a lot of details on what happened. So the state police and attorney general had this media appearance where they explained why exactly they arrested the mayor.
Police and the state attorney general's office allege he and others used social media to distribute drugs like opioids, marijuana, and ecstasy, and then manage payments to expand criminal activity. About a half dozen state troopers came to City Hall just before noon in Bogalusa to execute a search warrant, spending hours inside the building while blocking off adjoining streets. Louisiana State Police say the Violent Crime Task Force had been looking into allegations for the past year. They alleged that Tyron Trung and as many as 10 others were involved in the scheme. State police say that some of the profits were allegedly used to purchase guns that were later used in crimes. The allegations also include charges related to the use of public funds to procure a hotel room involving a prostitute.
I think it's a tragedy. You know, people had a lot of hopes in him as a young up-and-comer who might be able to provide leadership.
Yeah, that's true. Let me go past that.
And exerting influence, shaking up things and exposing truths, you become a target. He went on to say he prays that God reveals every person that had a hand in this, and there are many. He adds, if you think that I ran a drug operation, then you are sadly mistaken. Mayor Trung was released this morning on a $150,000 bond.
So let's recap. He's been charged, arrested, bailed out, and now it's time for the legal process to take its course. So since these are major felonies in the United States, that requires you to be indicted by a grand jury. So the authorities took their case to a grand jury and they indicted the mayor.
Just into the newsroom, the mayor of Bogalusa was just indicted by a grand jury as a result of a months-long investigation.
Mayor Tyron Trung is accused of misusing and stealing public money several ways by allegedly having public works crews work on his mother's house that the city wasn't responsible for, allegedly using public money to rent an Airbnb in Atlanta to meet with the prostitutes, buying illegal drugs, and failing to report the drug dealers to law enforcement.
My problem is not the first two about the other stuff. I mean, it's a problem because, you know, you're not supposed to be using government, workers to work on your house. But believe it or not, it's sad to say, but it's very common. The problem that he had, he didn't know. I don't know why he thought he could do that. You know, but I would like to hear his side of the story. Maybe he hired them after they were done with their job. Because think about it. The easiest thing you could do is hire somebody from your job, from who you know does good work from your job. Hey, can you come over on Saturday on your day off? I'll pay you out of my pocket. But it sounds like to me, he just had them go over to his house on the clock. And that's the problem.
And those allegations continue with using city money to pay off a personal debt in a public records lawsuit. Now, court records say Trung is also facing 2 counts of public intimidation for allegedly threatening city workers.
So now that the mayor's been indicted.
Remember now, Trump's done a lot worse than that. Before he was office, during his office, after he was out of office, and back, I'm telling you. But we're talking about a couple more numbers behind there. And that's the kind of problem I have, is it seems really weird that there's all these scrutiny on all these African Americans in lower public office these days, if you haven't noticed. But, somebody who's done a whole lot worse, like that T University thing, okay? He $150 million, only had to pay $25 million, didn't have to spend a day in jail, didn't lose anything, didn't lose anything at all.
Indicted by a grand jury, he has to go through the arraignment process again and plead not guilty.
Bogalusa Mayor Tyron Trung pleaded not guilty at the Washington Parish Courthouse to a myriad of charges. They include malfeasance in office, theft, and public intimidation charges laid out in an indictment earlier this year. Trung's appearance today sets in motion pre-trial activities expected to play out over the next several months.
Status conference January 14th. There's really just not much at this date. This is very early stages. Formal arraignment is now entered, and we will advance with scheduling orders, document production, discovery production.
Now, obviously, if you're from this town, from a public trust standpoint, this has to be brutal. The same guy who's on TV talking about reducing crime is now in a stack of clips with the words guns, drugs, prostitutions, search warrant of City Hall, and public.
Yeah, this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. But I got another problem. Here we go.
Are you? To you? Hammered relentlessly. That was out here.
Okay.
Over the things with TMs.
Mr. Community right here. Let's clear some things up. I did confirm that basically the money that this gentleman does have to the left, it's from the passing of his father. He's not self-made. There's no evidence of it. And he doesn't move like he's self-made either. And it's important for us to go over him because he's more connected to the community than Trong is. And it just shows you how desperate we might be in our community. There is nothing that he's qualified for. I've heard people that came from his camp tell me where the money came from. Hey, I mean, he deserves it. He lost his father. But he's just to me, he's worse because think about it like this. Everybody's going after that Misha or Mika or woman, I mean, Mika woman, right? And she was dumb. Let's face it. She was dumb for messing with dude. She knows women in their 30s, you know a pimp when you see one. And that's the mentality he's working with. And I'll tell you why that's so. Pimps come across money easy because everybody else is doing the work for them. And I'm not meaning that he's a pimp by direct pimpmanships. I'm not calling him a trafficker yet, but he has the mentality of one. He knows how to use people, especially he knows how to use women. And that's his claim to fame. He knows how to use women. And he's done a good job. He's got women fighting against each other. But when a woman finds out what he's all really about, like Six did and Danica did, they know he's a piece of shit. He's a pimp. Let's hear.
And all this other stuff that's been putting out here, he's been getting hammered relentlessly with things that he said in old videos, things that he said, that a lot of people found that was inappropriate and things like that. And just at the third, a lot of people thought.
Yeah, remember when he made that comment about that black women and girls should be, thrown out with the bathwater? Not his wife and not his kid. Everybody else's though. He is a super hypocrite. But like most hypocrites, they forget what they said before. So they're easily debunked.
Anton, man, was just running away with this thing, but it seemed like this thing have absolutely did a haymaker, a 180 haymaker on Anton Daniels, because now he has a new problem. And in that brother's video, he spoke about, I'm talking about House of Hypocrites, he talked about this woman named Chaz. Now, apparently this woman on the right-hand side of your screen, it used to be a panelist on Anton's channel. Now, apparently she has come out with allegations against Anton Daniels, you know, the so-called Christian Republican bag chaser. You know what I mean?
Right. And here's some irony for you. Number one, even if Anton and Mika were doing some type of show for us and it wasn't for real, which I don't know if that's true, he's supposed to be the pillar of the community, right? Right? He a hoe, though. Either a hoe or a wannabe hoe. He behaves like a pimp. I know how wealthy people behave. He doesn't behave like a wealthy person. He doesn't behave like he has wealth. He behaves like he has money and he's going to spend it, or he's going to play like he has it. Really, men who really have wealth and stability, they don't behave like this. Now what he's doing is this is the dirty BAN thing, BAN, if you know what I mean, stuff that he's doing. He's going behind everything and getting his his henchmen to put a hit piece out on Jazz. You know, all of a sudden, people who had no problem with Jazz now have a problem with Jazz. I peeped that out. I don't even know who Jazz is. I don't know who she is. But I know a hit piece when I see one. See, he's sneaky vindictive. He's got that covert shit going on. He won't confront her directly because she got him good. So he'll have other people do it. Maybe tighten up their pockets with his father's money. Let's hear some more. Here we go.
The guys who look high, who sit high, but look low. You understand what I'm saying? Them dudes. See what I'm saying? They were really trying to tell y'all on this social media stuff, man. But y'all wonder why they don't never cook Donald Trump. It all makes sense to me now. It all makes sense to me now, right? So, anyways, this woman has come out and she has claimed that Futon came out and DM'd her after a few times that she had been on the show. And she claims that Futon DM'd her and told her he wanted to bring her out to Detroit, right?
Of course he did. When you get to know personality types, you know he did. He doesn't get approached by women. There's nothing outstanding about him. He has money.
To the D. You know what I'm saying? And she said, why? She said she asked him why. And she said that he never could give her a real straight answer when she asked him, why you want me to go out to the D? Like, what's the purpose? And she said that he told her, hey, you just gonna have to trust me. And she said, huh? She said, what you mean? Like, so she said,
and that's a disgusting statement to make in the type of world we are in now and the demographic that she is in. That's the worst thing that's a horrible, you just have to trust me. Wait a minute. You know, men that look like you are like the ones that make women like me, you know, disappear. He doesn't understand that. She has every. I'm glad she told us. Now we know he's a straight up creep.
When she didn't go for the bait, he kind of dissolved from that. But she has come out now accusing Anton of basically trying to be a pimp.
Told you. I told you that, y'all, he was like that 3 years ago. I'll break out the video one of these days for proof, but yeah, I told you about that a long time ago. I did not, I read dude from the get-go.
And, you know, pimp talk and trying to be a pimp. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, Anton has been on record saying certain things about how he want his woman to operate, this, that, and the third. And this has been well documented on social media. So this is not something that you can talk against right here, because he said that out of his own mouth. But now this thing has gotten sick because this woman has come out and she has basically accused Anton not only of talking like a pimp, but basically trying to be or being a pimp.
So, I mean, think about it. Before this came out, we didn't hear nothing. We didn't hear nothing about any beef with Jazz. Nothing. Now that it came out, now all of a sudden, all of Anton's crew has a problem with her now. I mean, I'm not even thinking about them. I'm thinking about the type of low self-esteem, low vibrational. I'm trying to keep it PG, you know, low vibrational vibe that's going on here. Where he's having other people do all the shit.
And I'm gonna play what she said. Salute to the sister.
That's low life shit when you have other people do nasty shit for you. That really is. It's nasty, some nasty shit.
Who basically is doing the talking right here. Let's get right to it.
He would have DM'd me, yo, Jazz, I got a cool idea. I think we could do something. I know we look like enemies, but maybe we could collab and do something, you know, that'll help you grow in your channel. If he would have came at me like that, I would have like, can I bring my nigga? Can I bring my man?
And here's the thing. I have not seen anybody point out how disrespectful and low life and how ghetto, grungy, nasty Anton was to Mika's husband. Wouldn't meet him. Now you know why. He didn't invite Mika's husband to come out with her. And they're married. And you all didn't see that was kind of weird? Now, she was dumb. She was dumb for even considering going out. She knew dude had... Anton, you could see Anton coming from a mile away with his pimp ways. See, there's Pookie. Pookie's at the bottom. Pookie's the one who probably doesn't have any money at all, but might have a little bit of gain. But all Pookie thinks about is getting laid. Then there's the pimp, who has a little bit of money. He didn't earn the money, whether it came from, you know, the sad passing of his father, or like in real pimp life, it comes from, you know, his pros bringing him the money for their work, right? The money came easy. The money came easy. That's why he acts the way he did. If he really, really had to like earn and churn and get down into the dirt to make that money, you know, actually come up with a real product or something, he wouldn't be acting this way at all. And that's how I know. He wouldn't be acting like this. He'd be more reserved because he's been through a lot. He ain't been through it. He ain't been through what it takes to be a wealthy person. It was more like, oh look, I got stacks of money now. Let me fuck around some. And he's all that's not the issue really though. If he wants to be a hoe, let him be a hoe. The issue is he's supposed to be this champion of men, right? Here's the funny part. He's supposed to be the champion of men. But he's fucking over men. Whether it's Jazz's boyfriend or the other girl's husband. He doesn't, the thing is this, that's what you call just low life shit right there. If he really, think about it, if he really was about something, he doesn't have to ask women to fly to him or to come to him or to meet him in LA or nothing. They come to him. Though he's married. But since he wants to be a lowlife, we'll just take the fact that he's married and he beat it. I'm not saying he physically beat his wife down, but he probably mentally just wore her out to the point where it's like, F it, just go ahead and cheat. This dude is just like no good. But you dudes, this is the funny part. You motherfuckers run over to his channel like he's selling like relationship crack or something. You run over the wow, Antonia, go ahead and tell them women what the part the women, and you guys eat it up from a dude who, given the opportunity, would take your woman from you if he could. That's the type of moral vibe you're working with. I mean, forget about, okay, fine. You love it when he bashes women. Knock yourself out. But he's going to take your woman in a minute. Not just somebody you met. He's ready to take your wife. He's ready to take your wife, but you're over there giving him super chats. He doesn't give a shit about you. Now, if you like his entertainment, by all means, eat it up. But by all means, do not come at me with that, oh, well, Anton, he's a real one. I mean, just think about it. If he was all that, why is he going after women that are like already with other men? Why is he disrespecting other men? You never thought about that. You know what Anton's about? Anton's about Anton, and that's it. Whether he has money or not, that doesn't change.
Because if it's strictly business, it shouldn't be a problem. We can do it. We can do it double day. Me, you, and yo, but see, it never got that far because I didn't have stars in my eyes. Mika said as soon as he DM'd her, she was like, "Yeah, I'll go do the interview." Yeah. I'm asking like, what we on? What you on? Coming to trust me? What? I heard it's so cold in the D. Fuck you want me out there for? what difference does it make? He's a pimp, or at least a wannabe.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, he got one with Mika. Being successful in this space is definitely a goal of mine, for sure. But I don't need to put myself in nefarious situations or situations that'll make me look bad just because the person that's asking me to hang out got a bunch of followers and a bunch of subscribers because he likes to talk shit. No. So if he's DMing me like this, I know for sure if he's DMing any of these other women, it ain't on no professional nothing. It ain't business. He trying to...
I said, it's safe to mess with women that are taking no commitments. Bars.
Okay? Of course, he's going to frame it that way.
And remember now, this is Mr. Conservative, religious man, right? Conservative Christians. Yeah. Yeah, right. So he loves to cheat and he loves to disrespect other men. Yeah, that sounds really conservative and Christian to me.
But the fact that you couldn't even tell me the reason why you wanted me to come to Detroit after we have been going head to head with each other, damn near every show. You want to talk to me? That lets me know I bring value to you.
Exactly. Remember what I was saying before, that it's the Lapeef men have no value. They need women to bring them the value. It's true. If Lapeef women went and just did their own thing, these men, there would be no Lapeef. It would drop. They don't, have you seen the way they look? Look at Anton. He's not ugly, but he's definitely like average at best. Have you seen Mr. Let Go? He's average at best. Have you seen, what's his name? Jay Prince for president? Nah, he might be ugly. he average at best. I'll say that too. Look, but if you look at the men, the majority of them are very average. And then the rest are unstable. Because if you're a good looking guy, you have no reason to complain about women. If you're a good looking guy and you got a good personality and you're a kind person, believe it or not, women will come to you. But if you got if you're a male hoe, and you just can't get enough, or if you don't have a decent personality, or if you're both, or you're not a very good looking guy, even though I've seen back in the day, I know some guys who were average at best, and they had something about them that women really, really enjoyed, and they never had any problem with any women. They would not dare say the shit these niggas say. There's no reason. They treat women decent, and women treat them decent. It's all good. I said, yeah. So I'm telling you, it's like there's nothing. If the Lapeef women, I'm telling you, if you left, there would be no Lapeef. You thought you was going to them for game. They're going to you for game. But they're making it seem like, because they all pimps too. A lot of them there's more. He ain't the only pimp. They run a pimp trafficking system. I mean, and the Mika thing, the whole Mika thing is like, if there's something more obvious than that, he wouldn't even leave a married woman alone. That's how much of a pimp hoe he is. I mean, if she came on to him and she was like on him and everything, you might, but he's chasing after her. Doing that little toothbrush shit. You guys catch that? You saw that? Well, what do you usually do after you take a shower? You brush your teeth, don't you? They're all in the same room. He's walking behind her, obviously showing that he's brushing his teeth. That's his way of sneak flossing. So, yeah, I peeped it out. Because, you know, I'm a little bit older and I can see it. I've seen it coming. I've seen pimps like this all the time. When I was out DJing and stuff, I knew a pimp when I saw one. Bad ones and good ones. I mean, that's really low. It's one thing chasing after women, but chasing after taking women is just an all-time low. And it's not even that. It's the fact that he's pretending to be some kind of upstanding citizen. That's the fucked up thing. Is he's trying to act like he's better than everybody when he's not. Let me play some more.
But you're not going to use me to look like one of your little honeydews, your little honey dips. Oh, no. So, yeah, y'all, that's why I'm like, you can't fool me, because the way he moved, it's not.
Now, let's get right to that. So she basically was saying this about Futon, and basically saying that, you know, he hit her up, told her, yo, bring you out to the D. Didn't even give her no reason for coming out there. And she said that the nigga, you know, basically was trying to be a pimp.
And that's the thing. And it's very important for you to understand. I was calling this dude a pimp, you know, back in 22. I had made a video about this dude. You know? Actually, a couple. One was called the Lapeef Beef. But I saw this dude from a mile away, and it's like, why didn't y'all see this? But y'all like, oh no, yeah, Anton Daniels is, oh, he's a Christian, and oh yeah, he's a conservative. Christian hoe, okay, fine. Conservative hoe, you can, fine, but he's a hoe. Think about it, a hoe and a trick. He's willing to pay women to come see him. A champion of the men, fucking over men. That's, Let me play a little bit more and get out of here. Here we go.
You know what I mean? Not my words, her words, right? Her words is that he was trying to pimp. You know what I'm saying? Now, she already has stated previously in the video, this shot the House of Hypocrites had put up, that, you know what I'm saying, he had already come with this alleged pimp talk, is what she said.
I said what I said. Most conservatives be on Grindr. Ticket in Anton is a bang chasing a Christian Republican. There's a bag chasing him.
Says, right? She says that. So, and she said, I'm not Mika. She said, I'm not finna get down on with you like that. She says, I'm not Mika. I'm not finna get down on you like that. I'm just hear what else she said.
I was somebody on a panel. Okay, let's not tie me to him in that way by any means, shape, or form. Okay, like there's no connection there. All right, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I don't like that. I was just a guest, and that's it.
Oh, come on, Jazz. I mean, don't the money talk to you?
That's it. Never. Ever.
That's what he was thinking. He was thinking that money was enough.
But you know what?
He ain't got nothing else.
Keep it a buck with y'all. Anton definitely asked me to come to Detroit before. He definitely DM'd me on that one day. And mind you, this was several shows after I had been on his panel. Right? And when he asked me, when you come into the D, I said, for what? What's in Detroit? And he said, you'll just have to trust me.
What kind of shit is that?
It'll be fun. And fun in Detroit. I ain't never heard of that. Never heard of that. Well, you'll just have to trust me.
Detroit. I'm sorry. There might be some nice houses or whatever in Detroit or whatever, but nobody's running to Detroit, okay? Especially this time of year. Oh, hell no. I remember one time going to Detroit. It was nothing but snow and beat up buildings at the time. This was a while ago. This is like 20 years ago. Yeah, acting like Detroit's Vegas or something. Fuck that.
Me, what difference does it make, right? He's talking to me. He's not giving me any. Now, if he's DMing me like this, somebody that he has gotten into it multiple times with, right? Hold on, no. If he's DMing me with this pimp talk, that's exactly what it sounded like. You just gotta trust me. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And I said, for what? What do you ask me? What do you ask me to come to Detroit to do?
Right. I mean, I'm sorry, but Zoom works just fine. The thing is this, whether his wife is down with it or not, that is some shitty shit. Think about it. You have to admit, Cynthia G is looking really fucking smart right now. Why marry these dudes? If the pinnacle of your life is whether you get to choose a side chick. For real. Because they're saying they're going to cheat anyway. So you might as well just pick the side chick. That's the pinnacle men like Anton have to give you. So y'all, everybody, men and women, run over to Cynthia G's channel and apologize to her, because she was right about niggas like this. Spot on, in fact. Spot on. The pinnacle of your life that these men are willing to offer you is whether when you get cheated on, and whether or not you get to choose the woman he cheats on you with. And that's the pinnacle these red pill motherfuckers have to give to you. Ask them. Ask them. Ask them if they're going to be loyal to you. Ask them if they're going to be one-woman men. Not one woman extra, not one woman extra men. Ask them that you are going to ask them, when you ask these men, make sure you ask them, am I going to be the only one? And are you going to treat me right? When they get quiet, when that church mouse mode kicks in, then you know. You know. Is that it? Let me see if that's it.
Interview Mika, once she these, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's it for her. I mean, so basically, so now I think the last thing I saw was that Lucky was going to do she did a live stream on her, and they got smoke for some reason out of the blue. And then she's got smoke with some other dude out of the blue. Because this dude right here is such a BISH, ASS Negro. He won't confront her because he knows it'll look bad. So you better believe he got on the phone and told, some people to give her some smoke. That's what happened. I mean, really, think about it. What is this whole Lapeef crew thing? Weren't they supposed to be showing us how to do things right? But the main men are all hoes. What does that tell you? I don't even have to. You know it. You know they are. So basically the bottom line is this. Why are you going over there? If you really have relationship concerns, truly just there are places that can help. I think I'm just going to hit the beat and go. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. Catch you on the next one.
Torch. And friends. It's about to go down, baby. Yeah. Round and around and around. Yeah. Oh, when love goes around, it comes around. Can't stop it. When love goes around, it comes around. Here it goes. Yeah. DJ Torch. Chair, the family's here. Voices are warm, the vibe is clear. Love goes around. Ooh, DJ Torch and friends, it's about to go down.
All right, shout out to Tevin, Deontay. I said what I said. Henry Mars, Miss Alto. And Char Willie. See you on the next one.